Hello, and welcome to Sunspiration. My name is Victor Charfa. Today is Sunday, the 1st of March. Yay! Yes, and Sunday, 1st of March. Victor, on a Sunday. What does that mean? Sunspiration! I'm most excited about Sunspiration because it is where I share inspiration from the Bible. And so today I'm excited to have you all on here. Woo, the gang, it's been a while. Welcome. So I'm excited to be here because I've got a powerful Sunspiration today. You know, I like to pick on things that are a bit different. Maybe things that no one actually thinks about. Things that people think, oh, maybe it doesn't make any sense or doesn't really matter. But today I've been so excited to talk about this one now. So in case you're watching for the first time, my name is Victor Charfa. I'm an international transformational speaker, mentor, author of the book, The Seasons of Life, and a corporate MC. And Sunspiration comes to you every Sunday where I draw inspiration from the Bible because I believe that the Bible is the main number one inspirational book anyone can use in the world. And I believe it's a manual for the human being. When the human being was created, that was the manual that was made to show how to run the human being. So today, I'll be looking at one of the arms of what I call the Victor journey to fulfillment. You know, I have like a special training which I developed, which I call the journey to fulfillment. There's a difference between fulfilled, the difference between being happy, the difference between having being joyful. But fulfillment is when like completion with joy in your heart. It's like more of an internal thing. So that's one of the arms that I have is identity. And I believe there is power in identity, knowing who you are. But I want to take identity to a different angle because normally when I teach this, the identity itself, I break it down into so many different things. And today I want to pick on something that maybe we don't really pay attention to. And I think it's absolutely powerful. Now, this clicked in my head the other day when I was speaking in Kigali. And the moderator for the panel I was going to speak on said to me, tell me something interesting about you. And I sat down thinking, I jokingly said to him, oh, I'm very boring. Then I remember I said to him, actually, I can tell you something. I changed my name at some point in my life. And because I changed my name, it became something really powerful. I mean, in fact, by changing my name, it more or less transformed me. Now, growing up, my first name is Dauda. That's D-A-U-D-A, which actually means David in English. But obviously, when you read the House of Bible or other languages, that's what Dauda is. And growing up in primary school, the name Dauda was not one of the best names you could have then in my era. Because there was a magazine, and the guy in the magazine was some crazy guy. And he was called Dauda the Sexy Guy. Now, me as a grown man now, maybe if you call me that, I might think to myself, ooh, a compliment. But as a child, it was more of like a bit of bullying, bit of an insult. You know, people would laugh at you about the whole thing. And so because of that, I never liked the name Dauda. And because I never liked the name Dauda too, it made me more of a shy person and a reserved person just because of that name. So when I got to secondary school, I was very pleased when I arrived in secondary school and I realized that we didn't use our first names because it was an all-boys school. So we used our surnames. So when we got there and we used our surnames, everyone started calling me Tarfa, which was my last name. And that was how I managed to get rid of the Dauda name. And because most people didn't know the Dauda name, nobody teased me about it. And then obviously as I got older, I sort of unraveled myself from that shyness, that being reserved because people teasing me about my name. Then, by the time I got to university, I was now thinking, oh no, I'm going to go back on my name again. But I was pretty lucky because the first week in university, someone gave me a nickname. And nickname was Montel. And that nickname followed me all the way through university. Then when I was finished university, I thought to myself again, oh no, that Dauda name is about to come back again. Then when I got to NYSC, and I was just unpacking my stuff as I arrived in Kebbi State in Nigeria, and suddenly someone just said to me, what's your name? And I turned around and said, Victor. Now, Victor is actually my middle name. So my official documents is actually Dauda as the first name, but Victor is my middle name. And so that's how the name Victor now stuck. And I now said, woo, finally, I've got rid of that Dauda name. Now, the name still sits on my documents, no problem at all. But most people now know me as Victor instead of Dauda. But by calling me Victor, even just a name itself, when you say Victor, it's like Victor, victory, winning, conqueror, you understand? So even just by saying the name, every time somebody calls me, the person more or less speaks positivity into me at every time the person calls me, which I think is so powerful. So you might be thinking, Victor, what does a name have to do? What is the difference? Now, I looked in the Bible and it's quite amazing because if I just Googled the name, people that would their names were changed in the Bible, and the list is so long, it's unbelievable. When God called Abraham, he changed his name to Abraham, father of many nations. And he changed his wife's name because God gave him a promise. But when God gave him a promise, he changed his name. And he changed the name of his wife too. Saul was killing Christians. When God called him, he changed his name to Paul. Simon to Peter. The list was exhaustive. Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, all the names are changed to. Jacob to Israel. Jacob was an old person, Israel was a new person. So it just clearly shows you. Now, if you're trying to think in your head, well, Victor, just talking pokies now because names don't matter. Well, they do. They do. If they don't matter, even when Jesus came to earth, when the birth of Jesus was announced, God gave the angel a name. That shows the importance of that name. When Moses was pulled from the water, she called him, I'll call you Moses because I drew you out of water. So there is power in names. I remember a young guy, we were housemates about 11, 12 years ago. And he had a Yoruba name, he was a Yoruba guy, but he grew up in America. But he moved to UK. He had Yoruba names. And he changed his name. He said, look, I don't know what those names mean. My parents must have called me those names when I was young, but now I'm wiser, I'm going to change my names. And he changed his name to Daniel, Elijah, Joseph. Because those are the three names that describe him, and how he felt described him at that particular time. Now, it's amazing because, as parents, you have kids, we call them names. Well, now as parents, we more or less pay more attention to names we call our kids. Because when it comes to names, there's so many things to it now. Is it easy to pronounce when the kid goes out? Like if you have a child here in the UK, you're thinking, okay, I'm going to give him a name. Okay, you might be thinking, okay, I want to give him a good name, but also I want a situation whereby the name can be pronounced by the people in the country that we live in. So people don't go spoiling the names and turning them in left, right, and center. So when you think around all these things, you see, that's why it's about we give our kids English names. Like my kids, they have English names and they have Bura names too. You see, and even the Bura names, the English names had to have meaning, the Bura names had to have meaning. They're all edifying stuff. Look at someone like Jabez in the Bible. Someone like Jabez, his mother called him the sorrow, pain. And that's what he had to even say the prayer. God bless me indeed. He had to sort of cry out to God for grace because of the name his mother gave him. So wait, tonight you might be thinking, names, yes. When you talk of identity, remember your name is what people call you every day. And if your name is a name of promise, I met a lady the other time in Kigali, her name is Gladness. When you say someone's gladness, so you have to smile straight away. Like gladness, even just by pronouncing that word. So today I just want to challenge you. Just go back, looking back at identity. Sometimes you might be wondering, why do I behave in a certain way? Why do I do things in a certain way? Maybe something simple. Maybe just your name. Just check your name. Ask yourself, what's the meaning of my name? Why did my parents call me this name? Because it is important. It is important. Because clearly we can see every time God calls somebody, he changed the person's name. And he changed the name according to assignment. Abraham was going to be the father of many nations. So he changed his name to reflect what he was going to be. But also, look at it from another angle. Sometimes we name ourselves. Maybe growing up, people called you, you're just foolish, or you're just stupid. And those names stuck. You're not intelligent. You're dumb. You're a loser. Those are names that people could attach to you growing up. And they might stick in your head. And they might be things you're telling yourself every single time. Oh no, I'm not intelligent. Oh no, I've got no value. Oh no, before you realize it sinks into your head. You're the one that's actually named yourself all those things. So we've got to be careful about those kind of names that people actually say to us or even call us. And even we as parents, we have to be careful the kind of names we call our children. Be careful to say to our children, oh, you stupid child. Oh no, you wicked child. You're not realizing that you're calling them those names and you're actually pasting, you're putting that label on them. We have to remember there's power in our words. And the same way we speak those names out, if you have to speak a good name out, you're speaking blessing to the person. And also have to remember those kind of things. So be careful about the names we've given ourselves. The bad names given ourselves. Be careful about the names people have called us that have managed to stick to us. So let's spend time every time. When you look at identity, Because sometimes you have to go a bit farther back. We have to dig deep inside. Okay, imagine about identity in different ways, but this one you'll be thinking, my name. What is the meaning of my name? Why did my parents call me this name? They might say, oh, just from some uncle somewhere, but that uncle, can I find out more about that uncle? I want to know more about that uncle. What kind of person was he? Because maybe my habits or beliefs or traits that I've got now might be linked to the way he was. Because sometimes it's important we know these things so we know, do I need to change my name or do I need to pray harder to break away from whatever that name brings to me? Like Jabez, it brought him sorrow because that's what his mother called him. So we have to make sure we pay attention to our names. Names are powerful. The names we've been called, the names we call ourselves. Your name, you write it down every day. People call you every day that name. But what does it mean? And you think it doesn't matter? Yes, it does. Because I don't think God would be changing people's names when he calls them if it didn't really matter. Because there's importance, there's power in names. So today, as you re-examine yourself, think about your name. My name is Victor. Yeah, Victor. You see, and I even called my brand The Victor. So it even feels, I didn't know how to explain it. So just a challenge for you this week as you step out. And it's not just your personal names, even the names, your company. What's your company called? If you run a business, what have you called the company? What does it mean? Like my parent company is called 824 Group, and it's got a meaning to it. It's got a story behind it. You see? So I know every time I mention 824 Group, and every time I mention those words 824, it reminds me of a time in my life, of a time of conquering, a time of doing something great. So think around all those things. Everything has your name, your company name, your personal name, the names you call your kids, all those things. Just think around it. And just look at this power in identity, in what you call yourself, what you feel about yourself, how you see yourself. All that is important. So today, time to dig deep inside, do a self-search. What's my name all about? What does it mean? Look at it. And guess what? If you need to change it, change it. There's nothing wrong with you changing your name. You can change your name, no problem with that. Go ahead and change it. If you just don't feel it, change it. That's what I want to encourage you. So guys, I want to hear your feedback too, actually, about this. What do you guys think? Do names matter? Do they not matter? Do what you need to do? Let me know. Comment down there, share with a friend, tell a friend about the video. And I'm sure one way or the other, because I think one of the biggest things we face in this world these days is, that makes people feel lonely and feel depressed sometimes. It's just that thing of the identity. It goes a long way when you know who you are. Nobody can trample on you because I know who I am. So I know what I'm working in. I know what powers I have within me. And it helps a lot to build confidence, and then you can push through everywhere you want to push in this world. So, thank you everybody for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. I think I should have worn my glasses so that I can be able to look through all the names on the list here, but I can't see them too well, so I'll pass on that. But I know I can see all the names on the long list of people here. Thank you so much, everyone that's watched this video. If you think it's useful to you, let me know. Tell a friend, share it with somebody else. I believe somebody could learn something from this. Somebody could break free. It's about freedom. Someone will break free from watching or listening to this. So touch someone's life by just sharing this video. You just don't know who. Just don't know who. It's not about numbers. There's that one person out there who needs to hear this. So guys, have a great week. And as always, I'll be back next Sunday. So stay blessed, and I love you all.